close your eyes and imagine a world where temples were laboratories, symbols were maps of the mind, and rituals held the key to unlocking powers hidden within your brain. What if I told you that ancient civilizations, thousands of years before neuroscience, knew secrets about your consciousness that we're only beginning to understand today? Secrets buried in ruins, censored by time, and waiting to be rediscovered. But here's the haunting truth. The more we uncover, the more we realize how little we know. Tonight, we walk the razor's edge between myth and science. Let's begin. Firstly, what if the greatest user manual for your brain wasn't written by scientists but by ancient priests? Take this Egyptian hieroglyph, carved 4,000 years ago. To most, it's just a symbol, but modern researchers argue it depicts the pineal gland, the very gland Descartes called the seat of the soul. Yet the Vedas called it the Ajna chakra, the third eye. Ancient texts from India describe it as a gateway to higher realms, while today we know it produces melatonin, regulating sleep and dreams. Coincidence? Or proof that they understood our biology in ways we've forgotten? Tonight, we'll decode these lost truths. And by the end, you might question, who really discovered the mind, us or them? Secondly, consider the flower of life, a sacred symbol found in temples from China to Babylon. Its overlapping circles mirror the neural networks of your prefrontal cortex. Ancient texts claim meditating on this pattern opens the third eye. Modern scans show it activates the default mode network, the brain's gateway to creativity and intuition. But here's what's chilling. The Aztec calendar stone isn't a calendar at all. Its concentric circles match the brain's basal ganglia, the hub of habit formation. Were these symbols a user interface for consciousness itself? Or perhaps a warning that some truths about the mind are too profound to be written plainly, only felt? Thirdly, in the Amazon, shamans still drink a brew called ayahuasca to speak to the gods. But what if those gods were just their own brains, rebooted? Ancient Vedic texts describe a similar elixir, soma. Those who drank it claimed to see the fabric of reality. Today, scientists find psilocybin, the compound in sacred mushrooms, rewires neural pathways, curing depression in hours. But here's the twist. A 2023 study found that ayahuasca rituals synchronize participants' brainwaves to 40 Hz, the same frequency linked to lucid dreaming and memory integration. Did shamans master neuroplasticity millennia before the term existed? Or did they discover something about the brain we're still too afraid to admit? Fourthly, stand inside Stonehenge at dawn, and you'll feel a hum 7.83 Hz, the frequency of Earth's magnetic field. This same frequency aligns with theta brainwaves, the state of deep meditation and healing. Coincidence? Or were these structures designed to harmonize our minds with the planet? The pyramids of Giza resonate similarly. In 2018, physicists found their chambers amplify electromagnetic waves in the 1 to 3 Hz range, delta waves, the rhythm of dreamless sleep. Ancient texts called them houses of life, a term we now use for the brain. Modern architects are baffled. Ancient priests weren't. They knew. So were these temples tuning forks for the soul? Fifthly, high in the Himalayas, monks perform tummo breathing, raising their body temperature so high they melt snow around them. Ancient Taoists claim breathwork could ignite the inner furnace of the mind. Now, studies show rhythmic breathing reduces amygdala activity, the brain's fear center. But here's the mystery. In 2022, Stanford discovered that specific breath patterns activate the locus coeruleus, the brain's alarm button for focus, the same region targeted by ADHD drugs. So why do we dismiss these practices as mystical when even Harvard confirms their power? Is it because breath, the one thing we all control, might be the ultimate key to our brains? And they knew it. Sixthly, the Maya performed rituals to erase the past from their minds. Modern psychiatry uses EMDR therapy to do the same for trauma survivors. Both rely on rhythmic stimuli, drums for the Maya, blinking lights for us, to disrupt hippocampal memory encoding. But here's the darker layer. Aztec warriors drank balche, a hallucinogenic brew, to forget fear before battle. Today, soldiers take beta blockers to mute PTSD. Same goal, same neural mechanism, silencing the amygdala. So, is memory erasure a mercy, or the oldest form of control? The line between healing and manipulation is thinner than you think. Seventhly, Kali, the Hindu goddess, dances with countless arms, each holding a weapon or symbol. Compare her to a neural network map, a web of connections sparking with electricity. Both are maps of complexity, chaos, and creation. The ancients called these forces gods. We call them synapses, but why? The Babylonian Enuma Elish describes the cosmos as a woven net, a phrase neurologists now use for the connectomy. Ancient yogis drew the chakra system as spinning wheels, identical to fMRI scans of neural hubs. Were these myths metaphors or maps? Perhaps they saw the brain not as a machine, but as a cosmos, and who's to say it isn't? Eighthly, Kabbalistic texts speak of a hidden chamber in the mind, a fourth hemisphere beyond logic, emotion, and instinct. Neurologists laugh, yet admit the corpus callosum, the bridge between brain hemispheres, remains 90% unexplained. Here's the enigma. In 2023, researchers found microglia cells that prune memories without conscious input, cells mystics called the silent guides. Ancient alchemists wrote of the unus mundus, a unified mind realm. Modern quantum theorists call it the holographic brain. Are we missing a piece of our own anatomy because we refuse to see it, or because seeing it changes it? Ninthly, in Epidaurus, priests gave pilgrims healing water from the sacred spring. The water was ordinary, the healing was real. Today, we know belief triggers dopamine, serotonin, and opioids, the brain's own pharmacy. But the ancients took it further. They knew symbols mattered. A stone from Delphi healed better than a plain rock. A god's name cured faster than a doctor's. Modern ads use the same trick. A brand's logo can dull pain better than a generic pill. So, is the placebo effect a flaw, or proof that the brain is the ultimate alchemist? The answer lies in the shadows of history, and perhaps in the quiet corners of your own mind. Tenthly, Plato wrote of Atlantis, a civilization drowned by the sea, its libraries lost to time. But what if those libraries weren't made of stone, but of dreams? The ancient Egyptians built dream temples, where priests interpreted visions as messages from the subconscious. Today, studies show REM sleep activates the same brain regions as psychedelics, dissolving ego, unlocking creativity. But here's the mystery. Aboriginal Australians speak of the dream time, a realm where ancestors' memories live. Modern epigenetics reveals trauma can linger in DNA for generations. Were these libraries real? Or are we all Atlantis, drowning in forgotten memories waiting to wake? Finally, in 2013, scientists shocked the world. Mice inherited fears of specific smells from their parents, without ever experiencing them. Ancient Hindus called this samskara, imprints of past lives stored in the body. Coincidence? The Maya performed blood rituals to commune with ancestors. Modern labs use CRISPR to edit genes. Both seek to rewrite the code of life. But what if DNA isn't just biology, but a living library? The Dogon tribe of Mali knew of Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye, centuries before telescopes. They claimed ancestors dreamed it. Today, quantum biologists suggest DNA can tune into cosmic frequencies. So tonight, ask yourself, are your genes a memoir, and who is the author?